So today we're talking about the exact system that I do if I want to lock in for a studying session. So first we need to talk about how to actually focus before we actually get into the specifics of how to achieve focus for your individual environment, because every single person has a different procedure that they have to do in order to actually focus up so they can study effectively. For me, this boils down to cleaning my desk in a very specific way and just like closing the door, putting my phone away, all the stereotypical stuff, but then also the clean desk part is very important for me because that's what actually allows me to focus. A clean bed helps too, but for me personally, it's not as good as the clean desk. So let's get into the basics. Number one, you need to clear your mind of worries. So how do we do this? If you're worrying about something that's coming up in the future, like a test, a difficult test, you're really stressing about that test, but you need to study for it and you want to actually study effectively, then you need to stop worrying. How do we do that? Deep breaths. We need to breathe deeply. Do that like 5 times. Do those deep breaths about 5 times. And I can guarantee you, you will be much more focused and present and you will stop worrying. You need to also just tell yourself that it's fine, that it's just a test. It's just a test. That's what you need to tell yourself, right? The second point. Gamifying the studying in some way. So, what do I mean by this? So gamifying is where you add elements of games into your studying. So this can boil down to setting a certain goal for yourself. So let's say that you're learning words for your Spanish class, or in my case English class, right? And you want to set your goal for today to be, I want to learn 20 words today. 20 words, right? Words. My writing isn't really good, but you'll have to manage. So 20 words. So then you lay out the whole plan. So I'm going to just try my luck now. Then I'm going to actually start learning the words. So for example, there are 20 words and you kind of remember some of them, but not really 100% of them. Then you think to yourself, okay, so cabeza means head, or something means something else, right? But then you get something wrong and you go back to it, you reset, you go from the beginning again, and you do this until you get 20 words right. You don't have to do this the way I told you. You can do it whatever way you want, but if it gets you to 20 words, then that means it's working, right? This doesn't have to be just English. This can be literally anything else. You can apply this to anything. You have to have a laid out plan. Not only that, you have to set tangible rewards for yourself. So for example, if you get those 20 words within half an hour, then you get to do whatever. Then you get to buy yourself something cheap that you wanted to buy. So let's say you wanted to buy yourself a new marker, then you can just buy it without any regrets. Or you can buy yourself a book. Of course, this doesn't have to be for every single session. It doesn't have to be a whole new book, because then by the end of the year you're going to have like 50, 100 books. We don't want that. So this can be literally any reward. This could be even a non-monetary reward. This could be going for a walk, for example, rewarding yourself with a 2-minute longer shower. It's, you know, those basic stuff that really will really keep you going and make you want to come back to studying, because a lot of people are really hesitant to study. They're kind of afraid of studying. We don't want this. We want you to come back to studying, because that's how you actually get the results. If you actually want to study, then you will get the results. Okay? So now that we have gamification and deep breaths out of the way, you have to also adjust the level of the challenge to the level of your ability. So for example, if you've got a test coming up in a week and you have 5 different subjects and you have like 5 different topics to study for, you're not going to learn all of them in one evening. So if you've got 7 days, then just do each of the 5 topics at one at a time. So do those 5 topics one at a speed of 1 per day, and then recap all of them for the last 2 days. This is what's called the flow channel. Let me actually make the graph for you. Okay, this is the flow channel, okay? This is the flow channel. You want the challenge be roughly equal to your ability. If the challenge is too low, then you're just going to be bored. But if the challenge is too high for your ability, which is what most people do, then you're going to have some anxiety, and then you're going to be afraid of going to studying, and you're going to be way too stressed out for your own good, which isn't good for you. Another thing that's actually quite important is you need to get the basics right. So not even this, we're talking about things like health, okay? This is like step 0. This is step 0. You need to have good health, good physical health. You need to eat properly, you need to sleep well. Because it's like, imagine you're in a race and you've got like a big metal ball chained to you that's weighing you down, and you're thinking of your running technique instead of actually removing the metal ball. The metal ball is this. This is the metal ball we're talking about here. This is your diet, this is your sleep, and I'm not even talking about exercise, because you're going to get way more results if you just eat properly rather than exercise but not eat properly. About 75% to 80% of your health is diet, not even exercising, okay? Those two are very vital, okay? Exercise can be feared. exercise comes after those two. Okay? You need those two first. If you have those two covered, then you can focus on those. But first you need to have a semi-decent diet and semi-good sleep. If we're talking like 5 hours of sleep, it's not sustainable. If we're talking like cheat days every day, that's not sustainable. You can't do this without those two. And I'm not even talking about like, we'll do that tomorrow. No, like, as you're watching this video, you can go and make yourself some healthy meal. If it's late, if it's like 10 p.m. and you're watching this, go to sleep, bro. Go to sleep. Okay? Then you can focus on those. Now that you have this out of the way, we can get into the actual procedures. Let's break this down step by step. This would be my notebook, right? The workbook, the exercise book, the student's book would be here. So if I'm doing maths, this would be the math book, and this would be my notebook for maths. I would be doing whatever I want on it. The laptop, in case I need the internet for some exercises. I put the phone in another room, so I'm not distracted by it. These are my two journals. This placement is essential. It's part of my procedure for locking in. So if I'm locking in, I will I will place those two journals right in the corner. Okay. Same with this lamp and this mouth tape. I use this tape when I go to sleep to tape my mouth, so I'm not mouth breathing. And I always put the tape in the container, and I actually place it like this, right? I always place it like this. I never have it like lying around. I never have it upright. I always have it flat, like that, right? Pencil and pen and eraser are there, so, well, I can write stuff down and erase it. So this is my exact setup. Of course, this doesn't have to be the same for you. This can be whatever. This can honestly be whatever. It doesn't have to be this. This is my personal style. This is what I like. This is what I enjoy. For you, maybe you don't have a lamp on your desk. Maybe you don't have those journals here and you place them on the drawers above. But this is what I do, right? A clean bed also helps. I don't have it clean right now, so I'm not gonna show you. But my setup doesn't have to be the same for you. It's highly subjective. This is my style. This is the way I like it. And yeah, I don't have anything else to say. You have to apply this right after watching this video, because otherwise it's just not gonna work for you. Okay? So sleep well, do better, and see ya.